So this week I thought it'd be absolutely lovely to offer some mini kind of readings of oracle cards. Seem to be on an oracle wave at the moment. So last week we did a lovely video on sort of having oracle messages through books. And I'm back to the actual oracle cards this week for you. So I asked the Soul Family group if they would like to come onto the video with me so that I could actually pull an overall card for them. Now, I have done a tutorial for oracle card beginners and various other videos, if you want to have a look at those, that goes through how you prepare yourself to do these connections with people, how you prepare yourself to choose the right sort of deck, how to build your energies and infuse a weave of frequencies with that particular pack, how to dedicate your pack, how to dedicate yourself in the space and invite beautiful beings in to make those links with as much clarity as possible. But for today, I have actually got quite an array of oracle packs by different authors, and I really love using multiple packs. There's another video there about how to use multiple packs, in fact. But basically today, I've got a whole list of volunteers who've actually asked me to pull them a card. And what we mean over the years now about pulling a card is literally just for me to link into an individual. First one today is Liza C. And as usual on any of these videos, to protect your identity, as it were, I'm using your first name and letter of your surname. So so Liza C. So what I'm actually doing now, giving you an idea of just talking through how it works for me, is I always imagine that I'm in the room with the person that I'm linking into. In this case, we're not in the same room and many miles away. And so I imagine that I'm with that person, and for me that's enough to have a nice mind-to-mind link, to have that energetic heart-to-heart link. And I open myself up by asking my higher self to be open to receive the information that's of most use for Liza in this moment. So therefore I'm going to ask which actual pack she needs the information from. And the first one comes from Colette Baron Reid's The Crystal Spirits. And what we're going to do is pull overall cards for different people. Okay, so the overall card, what the overall card means is what is Liza's highest self? What's her highest priority in this message today? And this is for her overall life right now. Same one comes out. Okay, so Liza, yours is Spirit Quartz. Spirit Quartz. That's your beautiful picture. Now, quartz is a beautiful, wonderful, gorgeous gemstone that amplifies energy. So when you've got anything else imbued in the quartz, or when there's anything seen in quartz, it's amplification of it. So the individual message that comes through for you with this is you're at a time right now where there's lots of actual spirits trying to get through. There's lots of information trying to come through to assist in your trajectory. So your higher self is saying you are looking at different ways forward, like there's lots and lots of different pathways that are open to you for your heart and your being and your ways forward. And the higher energies, the higher spiritual focus needs some amplification right now. So it's less of the practical and less of the mind and less of the how-to. It's more sinking in to the meditative side of you, to the spiritual links that you have, and to dedicate a bit of time out of each day to connecting with your own spirit, your own higher self, and those beings around you that particularly want to come and have a natter. Your nan's around you a lot at the moment as well, so it'd be nice if you actually lit a candle for her and say a prayer for her, say a blessing. And her message, right, Nan's in the room. Right, so she says, you're like a diamond, you know. And your Nan's actually saying, you know, diamonds can be a bit like in the rough, and then they can be shiny and beautifully light and clear. It's time for you to get very clear, your Nan says, and to... well, she's quite forthright and like, and so she's saying it's time for you to get really clear and just get on with it. So in one way, you've got your higher self saying we want to relax into and meditate with and dedicate some time to our spiritual development. And in another way, your Nan's suggesting you get on with it and accept your shining light of that diamond out of the rough into clear, clarity, shiny, and of worth of a very high order. Okay, Liza. Now, you'll have to forgive me looking at the phone because that's where I've got my list of all you lovely volunteers. Okay, so Belle, B, you're the next one. Whoa, you've gone straight to Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light. So this is this deck, Keepers of the Light. So Belle, ooh, you're very clear this morning, Belle. Belle's overall, it's like you've called in some really big, powerful kind of mojo energies of protection right now. It's like you've called in some help from the universe of direction, and I'm getting a lot of feelings. I want to talk my way through this today. Explaining what I'm feeling, explaining what's coming through me so that you can understand a little bit about how spirit works and how connections work. So what that was me like walking through some cobwebs. Has anybody else had that? Really, really, really want some dialogue, please. Put in your comments, you know, about any of the stuff I'm talking about today. So has anybody else had that, where they just feel like you're walking through cobwebs? If you ever get that, stop and connect in with your higher self, drop into your heart, get your energies anchored into the earth. Cobwebs are often a sign that spirits around, like your ancestors or guides or something in the unseen realm, are around, and they're here to try and get your attention. It might just be to try and get your attention to get out of your mind into your body, to find out what your body's telling you, or it might be to look out the window or to take note of your environment or what it is you're holding. So Belle, you've pulled through El Moya, Awakening Presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. So this is your card. Yeah. So there's an awful lot of sacred geometry going on in this picture as well, and you've got sapphires. So if you sit with the Blu-ray, it feels like to sit with the Blu-ray. There's oh, and I know you've been, yeah, you mentioned about working with the rays and things. My information may not be exactly the same, but the Blu-ray is often Archangel Michael, and it's number 1. It's the first ray. So all of this information, the feeling for me, for you, is surrounding yourself with beautiful light, especially blue, a little bit of purple and the white. A little bit of gold's coming in, a little bit of silver, so the higher energies and the higher frequencies, and to sort of almost bathe in them, have a bath with the higher energies, and that feels as if it will keep you on the high notes of life, and therefore noticing when those high notes arrive in your life. Okay, let me know. Okay, so Laura next. Oh, Laura, you've gone for the Oracle for 7 energies. It's this pack. It's Colette Baron Reid's latest one. Straight away. Okay, so you've got number 4 here, and it's called Great and Full. And I'll just show you the picture, because often in my courses I do a meditation, as it were, called the Golden Cup. And it's all about sitting within that cup and receiving as much golden light from the divine source as you possibly can. And as a consequence of you being able to receive love and receive it and receive it and receive it, it naturally falls out of the cup and therefore benefits anybody in the vicinity of your life and the earth and all her creatures. So it's a really great meditation. I'll put that up here at some stage to do that with you. But yeah, so Great and Full, this one for Laura. Yeah, okay, so your higher self is saying you're in the right time. This is the time. It's like you're in full flow at the moment, Laura. You're in real full flow. So you've got, there's nothing more you need to ask for. You've kind of like done all the asking. Now is the time to really go into receive mode. So that particular meditation that would be good to do on a daily basis at the moment for at least 13 days, your higher self is saying, 13 days. So it's a dedication to yourself in understanding that you've moved forward in life now, and you're encompassing more of a heart-led life, and you're ready to receive more of the greatness from the universe, and to recognize how full and complete and wonderful your life is right now in this moment. Okay? Right, I'm going to go on to Henk. Woo. Henk, you've called forth the Archangel Animal cards by Diana Cooper. That's what these look like on the back. This is for Henk. Oh, giraffe. I love giraffes. They're one of my favourite animals. And Archangel Jophiel comes with this. He's known as the Archangel of, well, often it's to do with your solar plexus area of your body, and it's to do with energetics of joy, of sunshine, of life force. I'm getting some oomph there in the life. Aspire to higher knowledge and wisdom. So that's your picture. So interestingly enough, your higher self is actually talking about the giraffe, the animal itself here, and saying it's lofty, it's got a perspective. So maybe look at perspective, maybe look at the perspective of life in general. So as you're looking for things, whether they're practical things or whether they're etheric things or whatever they happen to be, is to allow yourself to go from a really high mountaintop view to have just look at everything a little bit further away. So if it's annoying you, or if it's troubling you, or if it's this and this, to sort of take it from this view and move it out, move it much further away. So you're on the top of a mountain or at the height of a giraffe's eyes and view of the world, and just have a look from there rather than here, and get that perspective that sometimes changes direction of what it is you feel you need. Also, the giraffe actually is saying, I have to splay my legs and get into a really vulnerable position at the water hole, where the waters might be the most risky to life place to be. And the giraffe saying, I have to therefore trust that every drink of water I have, I'll be safe in taking from the waters of life. So the giraffe saying you're taking from the waters of life, and sometimes it's all right, to feel vulnerable whilst doing so, because if you think of all the times in your life where you've had to feel that way in order to have the elixir of life, the thing that we can't live without, and you've not only survived but thrived. So this is about trusting in life that you can thrive now and have a lofty position have a look at that perspective from a different, higher place. Okay. Thought these interesting. Okay, as always, when we do these things, I always think that it's not just us that these messages are for. I have an intention that it's not just the kind souls that have asked for a reading this morning. It's like they represent you. And so, you know, whoever it is that's watching this video, you know, some of these, even though I don't read your name out, your message is here. So have a little chat with me later about whose message it was that you thought, wow, that's as if I'm in the room with you, Carol. That was for me, because that's the intention with this. Now, Charlie, okay, Charlie S, you've asked for the Kyle Gray Angels and Ancestors card. So let's see what your overall message is, darling. Okay, warrior. You've brought up the warrior. And be fearless and stand strong. Now, I'll show you this picture in a minute, but what I'm taking to immediately is the patterns. You have a little look at that, the patterns on the warrior's face and all over the spear. And Charlie, this one for you says be fearless and stand strong for yourself right now. But it feels like it's talking about almost like the labyrinth, almost like a pathway to your soul. So it feels like the warrior in you. There's a lovely Dan Macmillan book called the Peaceful Warrior. And that's about, you know, us not being a walkover in life, but standing up for our own sacred lives and our healthy boundaries. And in the stance here, I feel this warrior is showing you can have kind eyes, you can have all sorts of outward faces, as it were. But the labyrinth here, the pathway here, is to do with coming from the heart. It's to do with coming from your belly. It's to do with owning your own power. It's to do with being okay with who you are and sitting within your own loving self and knowing that that loving self is okay to speak out for yourself and for others around you. But also to understand that you are a complex being. Like every marking here, every tattoo, every line is done with an intention, and there's power in every laughter line. There's a story there, and you're made up of many stories, and it's okay to claim your story. It's more than okay. It's something to be proud of, and to have your warrior in you stand up and go, yeah, I have a story. I have a number of stories. And yeah, it's more like very beautiful, sacred boundaries. So mark your line in the sand. It's time to mark that line in the sand about what you will and will not put up with, and get your answers from deep within rather than the head all of the time, so that you can be guided by the whole of you rather than one aspect. All right, darling. Okay. So thank you for that, Charlie. Okay, Laura Hank, Charlie, Sarah M. Sarah, you've gone for the spirit animal cards. Well, that's no surprise there. Sarah has a strong link with animals. Excuse me. Might have to get myself some more water in a minute. So Sarah. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm linking in with the person. And then I'm shuffling the cards until I feel one sticks out, says, this is me. One comes at the top, it comes underneath. Somewhere in the pack starts to say, this is the right one. Now, this is me doing this after many, many years of practice. So I'm sensing when it's arising, when the truth is arising from the pack. So overall card for Sarah. Okay, so Sarah's really into animals and she's really, really into water. And you've got dolphin spirits there. You've got dolphin spirit. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nick. It's bringing me some more water. Thank you. Dolphin spirit. And it looks like a lotus flower underneath the dolphin rising out of the water there. And it says, this and that are true. Now, I've just seen Sarah this morning, so that's spot on. That's spot on. So whatever you're thinking about, whatever's going on in life, it's all true. It can all be right. So whether they're in one place or another place, you know, there's beauty in all of it. There's beauty in all of it. Now, Sarah and I have been fortunate enough to go swimming with wild dolphins off the island of Bimini. And in fact, I've got a week booked to take a retreat out there next June. And that's on my website under Enchanted Lands Retreats, if anybody wants to go and check out the details. And I'd just like to say a bit about that, you know, because Sarah, I think you were amongst them, and various other people who've come with me on these retreats. Often we get like blockages of, oh no, it's I can't do that, or I haven't got the funds to do that, or this or that and the other. And the mind constructs so many different barriers from us living a full life, from risking things and going and doing adventures or not, you know, whether the answer is yes or no, whether it's this or that is also true. All I ask, whatever it is that you're considering doing with your life out there, whether it's careers or lovers or, you know, abundance or whatever it is, just do it wholeheartedly and say yes to your universe in a big, big way. Sarah's a great example of life of doing that. Say yes to your universe and then figure out the details as you go, because surely the details tend to kind of come in line with our big yeses and go from there. So more yeses for you, sir. Dolphins having a natter with you. Dolphins actually bring us messages often of joy and healing. You know, when we're swimming in the waters of the Bahamas, it's just like it's well, obviously it's amazing, not obviously, but it is amazing. And then when you get a dolphin choose to come up to you and really look at you and really carry on looking at you and sonar you, using their sonar to check you out and for us to receive the healing of that, it's really an honor. It's really an honor that they choose to be with us for all that humanity is. So the message is love, 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 and love. That one was for a number of you. Thank you, Sarah, for bringing that one through. I think that was funny. Okay, so I'm purposefully not going through the list. So I'm going, right, I'll remember the next three, because I really like to just focus on one person at a time. So Julie J, this is for you. Oh no, you want a couple of cards. So, okay, so you want this and you want this. So Julie, you've gone for the Oracle 7 Energies, collect, and read, and you've also gone for Diana Cooper's Dragon Oracle cards. So start with this one because this is the first one in your order. Higher Self for Julie, message today is that one, and then in addition to this one, what further message does Julie want from that one? Okay, so your first one, glasses back on, number 29, Ooh, so that's an 11 number. That's a nice psychic development. So that's still prevalent for you. Ooh, that feels really clear and beautiful. Lots of pride in this. So awakening genius. So awakening genius. You've got definitely a beautiful flower at the base of this card and all around, and starlight. Abalone shell there in the third eye position, and a wise woman. So that's your card, if you can see that. So this one, your higher self is talking to me now about sitting with the knowledge that you've got and allowing it to percolate, allow it to percolate, to just sit and be and mingle with all the other knowledge that you have and see how it forms. So it's about sitting with all that you are and allowing that further awakening of your being to step forward. It's also about playing with playful energies coming in. So it's about playing with yourself as the genius, as the one that knows what they're doing, as the one that has a clear pathway and understands where you're going. Play with that idea that you already know, and if you already know, what is it? And your other card, in addition to go with that one, is the gold and silver violet flame dragon. Transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. So there's a bit of wisdom going on here. And it's interesting about the colours, isn't it? 2 different packs and similar colours. The message is it's time for transmutation, magic and healing. Offer your service under grace. These feel like big messages. I'll just show you that card first. It's from the Dragon Oracle cards of Diana Cooper. And then I'd like to put them up together for you. I don't know if that's easy to do there. But you've got lots of your pinks and your purples and your golds and your yellows. So I think all of those colours have energy to them and they have meaning. So you might want to just wrap yourself up in a lilac shawl or yellow or something and just sit within the colours as well. There feels like there's lots of information there. Feels like you're at that stage where you want to deepen your practice of magic and weaving and healing and service of the light. And you also want to understand that you're awake enough and you have enough knowledge and genius to do it. So you can do that yourself, or you can do it with groups, you can do it with a friend, you can do it in all sorts of different ways. It's like the pathways are various and many, and you can dip into those as much as you like, but it still needs to come back into you, and it still needs to be within your own being that you allow this genius of self to be shown to the world. And the first step of that always is allowing yourself to see yourself as one. Now, you want another one as well. Okay, so we've got to go one last one here for... So what's just happened there is Julie's got the message. She's actually accepted that. She's received it. She's begun to work through what the beginnings of that message is. And because she's got that message, she's then gone, what's the next one? So this is showing that you're eclectic in your need for information coming to you, but that you do really get it. And when you've got it, you're then okay to move on to the next thing. So move on to the next thing when you've got it. And this one is Skunk Spirit, number 54. Comes down to a 9, which is all about numerology-wise. It's about, you know, everything in life that we've worked for comes to our fruition. So it comes down to knowing your worth. You've obviously got self-worth. We all have to various degrees at various times. But this is about knowing your worth. And I think because everything's weaving together so much, as the previous cards have already shown, this one's coming in after it to say, this is what you're given. So as you've done all of the work that we've just spoken of and continue to do so, I really feel this is just saying, use those lovely affirmations of I am enough in all things. I am gifted and I am enough. Bring that self-worth up. Hold it steady, hold it true. Know it to be there, and know it and love the fact that it is you. Thanks, Julie. Hi, so this is for Susan R. Susan, you've chosen the pack The Spirit Animal by Colette Baron Reid. And I've shuffled and pulled for you number 40, which is Mouse Spirit. So here's the photo of that. And the message is tend to the small things. So for you here, the number 4 feels like the angelic realm is all around you and is waiting for you to ask them for your help, for their help for you. It also feels definitely like the 4 elements and the 4 directions and the things that you're very, very familiar with. So the sense I get from this is in tending to the small things, it's more like, so what you're showing me is you're sitting in your home and you're listening. And like every home has it all has a sort of noise, the noise of the pipes, the noise of the elements within it. And so it's actually the listening and accommodating, getting to know and accepting all those pieces of the jigsaw that make up life for you. So tending to the small things feels like an awareness expansion into the detail and the minutiae of life. So this requires you to be in a mode of silence. So that's enjoying the silence. And you also wanted a card here from the Kyle Gray pack of Angels and Ancestors. Within the silence is revealed the truth of. Okay. So you're asking for layers of information, Susan. You're asking for going deeper. So it's like the silence and noticing what's happening around you in your immediate vicinity is like a healing balm. It's just paying attention to what is. And then when you go deeper, the mirror guardian helps you take time to reflect. Okay, it has another sense of just timelessness and being and practicing being in the now. So I'll come back to that in a minute. So that's that one. The mirror guardian's using a mirror here for scrying. One of the things we're doing, when are we doing it now? We're just about to go into lockdown here in Wales tomorrow for a couple of weeks. So I've organised it when we're lifted out of that for the 9th and 10th of November. I've got a Mystic Matters, and that's all to do with the beauty of ritual and ceremony and the depth. And one of the things you can do is to get a mirror that's going to be in a pocket of some sort, so it'll be wrapped in material. So it's just kept for sacred work. And charge it by this new moon that's coming on Samhain on Halloween on the 31st. It's a blue moon, which means it's the second full moon in any particular calendar month. And to charge it up by the lunar energy, so that each time you look at a mirror and do any scrying, or you look at yourself or others through the mirror, it's clear and imbued and infused with the energy of the divine feminine of the moon. So that might be something, Susan, you have a look at. And then the other one that went with that is a picture of a wolf and snowflakes all around and winter. Take care of your needs. The word your has made me go all goosebumpy as I'm sitting here. So that's your picture. Take care of your needs. It's like your needs. you've got that message, your needs. It's like sometimes I get this loop of information that keeps coming, and it keeps going and going and going until somebody's actually got it and has promised themselves to react to that they'll act on it, and then I get to be left alone from the information. So please receive that one, Susan. Thank you, darling. Natalie. Okay, so Natalie M. Dragons. Message from the Dragon Kingdom for Natalie for your overall card right now. It's like you want a whole book worth, Nat. It's like there's so many different things going on in your life, but they're saying they all boil down to one. So even though different aspects of things that are going on, it boils down to one. Even though you've chosen 3 here out of the Dragon Kingdom. And interestingly enough, you know, with all of these cards, they're full of loads of different colours and explanations and yum stuff. But the first one you've chosen is the green dragon. Helps you to tune into the secrets of nature. Receive answers and guidance from nature. Align with your divine essence. A beautiful picture there. You being the key here. So we are the ones who can open ourselves to hear the nature spirits and Gaia. And that's your key. Your second one was the golden orange dragon. Expands your light for ascension. So this is saying, you know, go deep into Mother Nature. Anchor yourself in. Listen to her secrets. And then that naturally opens up more of a portal of expression and connection with your ascension energies. Be a peaceful warrior. Help those in need, and remember your magnificence. So that's the card there. Your third one here was the water dragon. Helps you flow easily around obstacles. Easily. Christ light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities and go with the flow. And again, colours wise, I just find it fascinating. Number 1 and 3, you've obviously got your earth energies here and your water, but it's lots of greens. And the middle one there is your oranges. It's linking in with the other colours in there. So those are your 3 there. So the sense for you, Nat, I get from these. Yeah, it's definitely taking your depth of experience and awareness into nature first before you attempt any heightened spiritual experience of the outer world and other beings and your own self in your ascended form, to make sure you're fully with the earth first. That's second. And it feels like you need to maybe, you know, bless your water, have a higher vibe water, bless it before you cook with it, before you make things with it, before you imbibe it, before you wash with it, bathe with it, swim with it. That'll actually cleanse your nervous system with all things that are going on at the moment, and it helps to bring that beautiful balance of flow so that your intuition gets even stronger. You also wanted 1 from the Archangel Animal cards from Diana Cooper, in addition to the dragons. You have Camel. Be forbearing and be patient. And your Archangel with that is Jophiel. So in your patience here, also remember the fun. Keep smiling, keep that sunshine, wonderful laughter at hand, and know that the sunshine and joy are just around the corner when they least expect it, as you move forward with ease. Thank you, Nat. Okay. Jill, this is for you. Oh, you've gone straight for the crystal spirits. So this is for Jill E. very interesting. You got the same card as Liza, first spirit quartz. Again, number 54, which comes to our numerology 9. All the things you've been working for in life are coming to you now. And it's spirit quartz. Now, this particular message, though, for you. It feels like you're into, you're coming into a time of life of sparkles. So, so this card for you, I'm noticing where all the facets of light are bouncing off the different faces of the crystals. So as we said before, quartz is an amplifier. So this is amplifying your own spirit. This is how this card feels for you. It's a very different sense to what we had with Liza, even though it's the same card. So this one feels for you like your amplification of your own spirit is needed, wanted, is being supported. In addition with orange calcite. Okay, so I just love calcite. Okay, again, have a little look at the colours and how they're all merging. So orange calcite, number 40. Great big, beautiful heart there. Great big, beautiful heart. And lots and lots and lots and lots of wands. Okay, so a very magical time, a very big amplification of your heart, your spirit, and your magical self. So if you've got any wands lying around, I definitely use this time of this full moon that's brewing to bless all of your crystals, to charge them up. And, as always, put your heart and soul into that. So, yeah. So there's a message here that says remain open, remain full of heart, and remain. It's like a doing energy that comes with it as well, rather than being. It's more like get that verve in life, that passion, that laughter, that side of you to the fore as you're actually charging up with spirit. Bring them together more. Bring them into unity. That's going to be fun. Excellent, Jill. Tina. Woo, Tina. You want everything. But this is the one, the Kyle Gray Keepers of the Light. You want them all. Oh, straight to it. So, Mary Magdalene. Feels like over the next 5 days, if you could actually take 5 days, sometime every single day, first one today, to be with Mary Magdalene, to bring her forward to you. It's like she wants to teach you things. So the message here is teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call and don't let anything stop you. So what is it that you want to share? What is it that you've been wanting to share and something's held you back? So for 5 days, if you have a look at that lovely picture. So for the next 5 days, Tina, dedicate some time for you, sweetheart, just for you, and just find out what it is that's bringing you the most joy, that you love sharing. And it's saying stop hesitating and actually get on with it. Now, for me, your pictures come to mind. I think, you're capturing some of your photographs, various shapes and spirits and all sorts of meaningful things. Maybe you're wanting to share more of that with the world. Maybe not. Maybe it's something else. But it's something that's been sitting in your heart for quite some time and you need some help with it. You need some guidance. So ask Mary Magdalene to show you the way forward in being clear about what it is you want to share. And I think the pictures, I think you have been sharing those. I know certainly with the Soul Family you're sharing those. But is it the world? Is it in different ways? Because I know we've spoken about that bit before. Or is it something completely different? So the other one to ask and pray for is the Holy Spirit. Once you start doing this, once you start sharing that aspect of the truth of who you are with others, you can expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally and that Spirit has your back. Look at this for the Holy Spirit. So, not bad companions there, Tina. You've got Mary Magdalene going on and the Holy Spirit. Invite them into your life. Ask them to help guide you and make clear what it is you're birthing into this world and you're happy to share. Ooh, look forward to hearing from you about that one. Okay, Mandy. Now, Mandy, again, you're going for pretty much everything. You've gone for animals because that's your usual. You've gone for dragons because you want a bit of that. But it's really crystal. I think it's crystals and dragons we're going to go for, okay? Because you can do animals for yourself. So here we go, Mandy. Okay, you've got lepidolite, number 32. And then you also want to combine it. That's funny. Okay, so lepidolite, number 32, and air dragon. Those are yours. So this one first, to me, it's got a message through for you about expansion of your, we're starlight, we're made of things that stars are made of. So we're a big, expansive, amazing light being, full of soul and capabilities that we've forgotten. And this feels like it's gently but surely reminding you that there are miraculous beings out there that are entranced by you and your soul and your life and what you're choosing to do and not to do. And there feels like there's a lot of support from your spiritual guides in particular and help that you're not actually listening to or acting on. So it feels like there's a doorway. Oh, we got the cobwebs again. Oh, yeah. So you've definitely got... You've got lots and lots of beings around you that are communicating with you on a regular basis. And if you sit with some lepidolite, if you haven't got any of these crystals, but you want to accept or sense or feel the energies, if you write the name on a piece of paper and just sit with that, just sit with it. Or if you can take a screenshot of this or Google it and find out what it looks like more. And look into the qualities and let me know how they align with you. But the message of this through me with this particular card at this moment in time for Mandy is one of acceptance of more capabilities that lie within you that want to be birthed. And the spiritual world is trying to get your attention to attend back to spirit, back to the expansion of the different kind of like... if we're made of starlight, we might be made of different parts of the jigsaw that want to come together. Then it's time to pull your knowledge, your experience, your expansiveness all together into the one place within you and allow that to come home and allow it to take its own unique form within you. So not you trying to fit within another system, but a bit of this, bit of that, bit of this, bit of that, all comes together uniquely as you. Okay, so that's the lepidolite. And then the air dragon says, helps you rise above earthly matters. Communicate honestly, brings inspiration and hope, see life from a higher perspective. So as you pull all of these different aspects of your soul back in, and you allow them to peacefully come together in the picture of who you really are, it's like another layer of you wishes to be known and shown into the world. It will give you a different perspective. Okay, sweetheart. All right, man. Okay. Lucy B. Whoa, you've gone straight for this one. This is the animal spirit collect by read overall for Lucy. Lucy, see, isn't it really, really interesting that we have all these packs of cards and all this stuff going on, and you've pulled the skunk spirit, same as Julie had before. So Lucy, this is the overall one for you, sweetheart. If you have a look at that picture and absorb that. Know your worth. So your higher self is saying for the next 3 days, each morning, each night, after you've written your gratitude journal, you've written down a list of things that you feel you're grateful for in your world as you see it. For the next 3 days, then write, I am worthy of, and fill in the space behind it. I am worthy of, 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 and I am worthy of. And then I'm worthy of this, and I'm worthy of that, and I'm worthy of this and that and the other, and I'm also worthy of this. And then there's that, and then there's the other. It's like you need to write it down in order to see it and then explore it from there. This is a big thing for you. It's going to come up over the next 5 months. Various things of worth are coming up over the next 5 months. And they're coming up and consistently and with repetition in your life because the universe wants you to claim the bigger side of you, wants to claim all of what that power is and all of what that potential is, and stop faffing around with the small stuff and get into that expression of your divine, beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful self. Okay, Chris G. As normal, you would like a number of them, but the 2 that you've settled with for me to help me, that was really funny, is the 7 energies, the oracles for Colette and Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Lights of Chris. This one. Ooh. Okay, so you've pulled number 38, which comes to an 11, which is very psychic, very intuitive self, and endless possibilities. Endless possibilities. Just have a look at that for a moment. I'm going to pull the other one out with it because it's actually a weave. Okay, so endless possibilities and Master Buddha. Increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. Okay, so lot going on here, Chris. Lot going on. So it feels like they're both saying the same thing. Eternal is the word your higher self's coming up with when I'm holding these and asking for the message from your higher self to come through. It's eternal. So I'd love you to write that in great big fancy writing. Feels like a real nice calligraphy thing, internal. They wanted me to write it up into the air, turn it around and send that to you. So eternal. What are the things in life that you know are eternal? They're beyond time, space, anything that can be divided or divisions. It's like, what is it that's eternal? What is it that about you that's eternally present, that will always be here, beyond physicality and including physicality? What is eternal? So that the eternal questions come up there. And then think about when you get the answers to the eternal thing, let's say for me it's love. So what are the actual endless possibilities of a loving self? And, you know, what if we did something in our life so that we could have, you know, more increased awareness of love and a deeper connection with love and trusting my loving voice? I'm giving you that as an example. That's not your answer. It could be your answer, but, you know, it's just as an example. What are the answers to your questions about eternal? And when you've got those, ask those questions of it. So ask yourself, if it's love, if the answer, what are the endless possibilities of that? And ask your intuition and allow your intuition to make those answers for you, and allow yourself to trust what those answers are and act on them. You know, just by writing things down is an action. We say to the universe, I'm serious about this, and I'm writing them down so you can see that I've taken some action on the information I've got intuitively. Okay, sweetheart. Feels like there's lots of depth to that one. Hannah S. Woo! You've gone straight for the crystal spirits, Hannah. Your overall message is 53. 8 is the number often associated with, on its side with infinity symbol, but it's often associated in numerology as well with financial abundance. So we can accept financial abundance from the universe. And it's a garnet. It's a type of garnet that you've pulled out. I always think garnet's one of the stones of the heart. And it's called spessartine garnet. So have a little look at that. So this feels like joy of the heart. This feels like a depth of being where it's asking you to drop into like a well. I'm seeing a well here. You're showing me a well. Like wells can be scary because, how deep are they? What's at the bottom? They might be dark down there. What's down there? And yet a lot of the things down deep within us, within our well of our heart, have all the treasures. And often when we take a risk and we actually, go for it and go down that well to see what those treasures are. Yeah, it might be a bit smelly and a bit murky or whatever. But what if it's a crystal lake of potentiality and possibilities out there that are just waiting to wrap you up in those expectations of a full-on life, full of love, full of joy, full of the spirit. And you've also pulled up number 43. 7 is the first number really of the divine, and it's petrified wood. And the reason you pulled this up is it's showing different sort of branches and roots coming out of the wood here that are all budding. Love is what we are made of. It's what makes the world go round. It's the important ingredient in all of our existence. And petrified wood, from the Jurassic period, it's showing you it's as old as the world itself. For us, it's about trusting in it and giving it a go, because who are we without love? There you go, Hannah. Mererid. Oh, lots Mererid, but you're settling on the Archangel Animal cards. Mererid. Do it differently, Mererid, okay. Oh, I've got a slippy table, so it's hard to actually separate them out here, but I'll do it manually there. Okay, so Mererid's asking for it to be done this way. That's another way, basically, that you can actually do your cards if you don't want to shuffle them. Just spread them out a bit. So Mererid, pick one. She wants that one. Okay. Oh, you've got sheep. Act with fortitude and cooperation is your message. And it's Archangels Gabriel and Hope. Hope is the female counterpart to Gabriel, or the female and the male counterparts. It's the unity consciousness of male and female coming together. So acting with fortitude and cooperation. And you've got a blue rose here as well as a fabulous do you see that was sunshine or like a harvest moon? I see both. And I think that's the point. It's the male and female aspects within you are coming together now in unity. So sunshine is often known as the male and the moon is the female, producing lots of new life. We've got twins there. And we've got our lovely circle here, an orb, and we've got our blue rose. So this is about all of you coming together in unity and allowing yourself to act with fortitude, cooperation with yourself. So if there's anything inside of yourself that's kind of like warring with yourself, or you want a bit of this and a bit of that, this, that, and the other, it's like both. Yes, big yes, have it all. male and the female within you is ready to unite. You can be it all. Your higher self wants to know you can have it all and you can be it all. Merit, you're going over to the dragons, so I just want to, it's almost like, you know, with all the other readings that we've had, they've been combined, they want to go together. It's like that's your reading, but it's also like the dragons have come in and they want to surround you and remind you that you're not alone, that you have support from the universe, and the dragons are a big thing in your life over the next 3 months. And you've pulled out the golden Christed dragon, brings you higher love, so that you embody the Christ light. So I think this amalgamation of the male, female, having it all brings you up to this point, and this is what it is that wants to surround you and infiltrate your life more. Absorb the Christ light so that you know you are always protected. Expand your heart and remain in the fifth. Take directive action of fifth dimensional you rather than anything lower. Yeah. That's perfect. Thank you, Mel. Okay, Carol. Carol asked me last night, God, Carol, how long's this YouTube video going to be? Because people were asking as we went through the night. And I just said, as long as it needs to be. And to answer that question, for those of you that get fidgety, and Carol wants this lot, it's Carol, Parol and Jill next. So we have, gosh, some of these cards are really well worn, Carol. Okay, so this is Carol W. And yours, see, it's done it again. Even though, I don't know how many cards are on this table, but you've pulled out El Moya, as we previously had today with Belle, I think it was, Awakening Presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Awakening presence. So this one feels, it's the presence within you that's really aligned with the divine that's awakening, and it's becoming more into the conscious mind. And it really felt like I needed to include here an extended message from the book, which says, spiritual protection is important at this time. Ensure that you are cleansing your energy before putting on protection. There seems to be something important in that message. Moya is here with a legion of angels to help you understand where you are. Fire up your divine connection and detach from dramas, people, places, emotions that no longer serve you. Remember that within you there is a mighty soul light. Allow that light to shine through your entire being. Then call on El Moya and his angels to surround you in a light that will keep you safe on all levels. Also know that facing your fears and seeing the truth will strengthen your connection to the universal life force. You wanted a dragon card. And to complete that reading, you've got the Earth and Fire Dragon. Works with you to clear the fifth dimensional ley lines, which we're going to be doing in our retreat in Cornwall at the end of November. So that's just amazing. It is time for service. When you give, you receive. In perfect alignment. So I think you've got a bit of prep before the retreat, Carol. I think that's what it is. So you follow the advice there from El Moya and call in your angels, then you're all ready and up and running to assist in lighting up the fifth dimensional ley lines from the third. Okay, my love. Thanks, Carol. Okay, Parol. So yours is the Direction Guardian. Choose your path. Look at the picture here. Now you can see the angel here has 6 wings. When an angel is depicted with 6 wings, they are from the seraphim. And there's a hierarchy that, well, humans like things put into boxes, and we like things in hierarchical values. And the seraphim are next to the divine. So if you've got God or goddess, you've got the seraphim and the cherubim next, and then the principalities, thrones, and we work our way through the angelic realm. So the six-winged being is the seraphim, the closest to the divine that is possible. And within here we have the directions of time and space. Yeah, basically, you can look for yourself there at the different animals. The spirit, it's kind of like earth and air and all. You've got everything, basically, to choose from. You've got directions, you've got kingdoms, you've got angelic realms. What is your choice? So your higher self is saying it's time now to start really considering your choice of your way forward. And it's reminding you that no choice has to be forever, that you can just make a choice on one thing and start with that. And then in 10 minutes or 10 years, if you decide it's something else fits you better, then you can adjust your path again. So it's like there are so many different pathways. You can have all of them. You don't have to have a sense of losing something in order to gain something. It's more as well as. So in this particular case, it's I am in the path of stillness, of non-doing, of doing, of this, and this. But just choose something. Move forward with that and then evaluate. Does that make sense? It's sort of like you can have that, and sometimes we get a paralysis of decision making because we just don't know which way to go and what to do, because we want to actually experience so much in life. And this is a reminder that, you can have it all, you can do everything, you can swap and change, you can do all sorts of things. But just start with something, anything. It's a little bit of a clue trying to come through from the animal kingdom about where that will lie. Again, we get the skunk spirit, and that's about your worth. So step forward with something that honours your self-worth. There's the first clue. Step forward with something that honours your self-worth. Thank you, Peril. And this is for Jill S. S for sugar. Ooh, straight for the animal. Archangels for you, Jill. Oh. You're doing the same. You want the... Oh, that's interesting. It was the same pack, wasn't it? Okay. Which one of these do you want to pick, Jill? This one. Middle one. Okay. Wow. Eagle. Seize the opportunities courageously. Angel Bokpai. Look at that eagle. Look at that picture. Your higher self is so saying, just fly high, leave it all behind. It's like you really, really, really want to fly close to the sun, close to spirit, close to the divine, and see it all for what it is. You imagine that you were an eagle and that you're flying really high. Us humans are going to appear really, really, really tiny, almost like ants on the land. And it gives you that perspective to understand that you can step away from the humdrum, from the detail, from the in order to have the wind blowing in your hair and the sunshine warming your body and the beauty of Gaia laying out all before you. To help you make that step, you're happy with me shuffling these? Is this one, Diana, okay? Focused intention. So your focused intention will really help you do this. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high and start to really expect the best possible outcome. That's a message from Diana. Okay, my loves, as always, thank you very much for being part of this today. And do comment below what that felt like for you. And even if it wasn't your card, did you feel some connection? And we always do a beautiful sort of like overall card for the group. So this is an overall card for each and every one of us joining in unity. I've got 2 packs to come from that. One is the Earth Dragon, clears our path and the land around us. Stay grounded and ready to serve. Stuck energy is clearing. We can move forward. First one, Black Dragon, cocoon you so that your divine potential grows. Meditate, reflect, undergo a metamorphosis. So we're being told it's being cleared. We are being told it's being cleared, that we're also cocooning ourselves over this winter so the transformation can take place. It moves into uncharted seas. Well, aren't we all in uncharted seas at the moment? We seriously are. But you know what? The light is always there. You know, if we trust in the power that love brings, if we trust in the power that even if we're bobbing along in uncharted seas, that one day we reach the shore, that heavenly loving place that's set for all of us. We all reach it together, and a new heavenly landscape can be seen and lived. I've just asked for the culmination of that journey. We are beautifully uncaged. It's worth it, guys. It's worth the journey. Live it well. Live it with as much love, beauty and wonder as you can bring into each breath. And I look forward to being with you again and meeting you there. Mwah. Lots of love, soul to soul. Bye for now.